It's Father's Day. Hello and welcome to another episode of The Bright Side. What's today?
It's Father's Day.
Oh, yes. I have gotten up, obviously, got myself dressed.
Well
and
done.
yes, I've had a couple of cards. And this...
I say that's not a card.
And this hat states there...
Matilda and Andrew's daddy.
Yeah, that's quite cool. So we can wear this hat. I like it. I think it suits me.
Yes.
Yeah.
You've thought long and hard about it.
And also, possibly one of my favourite gifts.
So, the kids saw this when we were in Pad's Day, and they were adamant that
Yeah.
they wanted to get it for you for Father's Day.
Excellent.
The funniest bit is it's a finger puppet,
Oh, is it?
and that's where you have to put your finger.
So you've got to put your
Up
finger
its bum,
up its butt.
and then it's a finger puppet.
It has to be said, however, that the best thing of all, other than being together as a family, is you're going to treat me to a very, very special breakfast. So let's go check it out. Come on! Red lights, come on, we got breakfast to get! Come on, cars, get out my way! Made it! Made it to Mickey D's. Let's hope there's a nice little comfortable booth inside. And I am gonna go large. Come on, Shelby, I'll make a decision because then it's my turn to make... Well, I know what I'm having, but come on, hurry up! This is taking too long.
Shall I get porridge?
Get porridge? What, in a McDonald's? I might do some colouring now. Maybe a nice little green striped top there. That would be nice, won't it? And maybe then we can have like a red, or like an orange. No, it's an orange, like an orange cap. See, this is one of the things that I love in McDonald's, is that I can come in and like draw.
Yes.
I love it. Look at that. He's a jolly little pirate, isn't he? Okay, all this deliciousness has arrived. What did you opt with? You went with like a flatbread, didn't you? Filled with all sorts of goodness. And we've got some extra hash browns on the side because that has to be done. I, of course, went with the double sausage egg McMuffin, which is my staple. And there is some extra patties in there if the kids don't devour the extra patty. I have been known to sometimes sneak a third in there. In fact, I think I've done a quadruple before, haven't I? That was very delicious. Right, okay, let's chow down. Oh yes, the double sausage McMuffin is a thing of beauty. Oh yes, I mean, McDonald's coffee is just, I mean, like, value for money, one of the best. Did you have a sneeze then? Anyway, down the hatch. I have been gastronomically satisfied. Made it to Hayle. Finally, progress has started again on this build here. I think it's like the North Quay area of Hayle. Looks like something from Chernobyl, doesn't it? I mean, it really does look awful. When you look at like the end product, I mean, I suppose the facade of those aren't too bad, but it's not the most attractive of developments, is it? And when these apartments or whatever they are just going for so much money, I mean, this is just horrible. Yeah, I certainly wouldn't be paying an obscene amount of money for something like that. I mean, it just looks, I don't know. What are your thoughts on this development here in Hayle? Yeah, to be honest, when I look at these new apartments, houses, whatever they are, prison cells, they don't look particularly pleasing to my eye. I think I'd just sooner live in that. A little bit of information here about where we are in Hayle. It states they're protected by the Towans. King George V Memorial Walk runs alongside Copperhouse Pool, once a railway track, now a place to enjoy a variety of subtropical plants and birds. Anyway, that's what we're here to do. We have been to the King George V Memorial Walk a couple of times on the channel, but we haven't been here for a while. We didn't have any major plans today as a recording of this Father's Day. So we thought, yeah, why not? We'll get a Mickey D's breakfast, come out here for a little bit of a stroll. Looks like AJ's got something in his shoe. and then maybe finish up our day.
Let's go to the Vindicator.
Okay, he's playing Minecraft if you're wondering what he's doing. And we'll then end up our day probably back at the Philps, not to get a pasty, but iced on the Quay. Maybe get an ice cream or like a milkshake, something like that. Little plaque there, Hayle Town Council, with thanks to our volunteers, past and present. Yes, quite a nice little walk. If you haven't done it before and you're relatively local to the area, I do recommend it. Parking can be a little bit of a premium. There is a car park over there, but it was full, so we just went up the road and just parked in the road. I was just saying that we have been here a couple of times on the channel, but it's very pleasant. It's a nice day, so we thought we would come back. We haven't been here for a little while. Something on my leg.
A plant.
Okay, it was like stinging me a little bit, my dove.
Oh dear.
I know.
This is why we don't bring them out.
I know. Yeah. The light.
The plants are out to get me.
What was it? Little Shop of Horrors. That was.
Yeah.
Was it? Yes. Apparently, reading that information, used to be a train track. Yeah. Let me know in the comments if you know a little bit more about that. Yeah, it's a lovely little walk actually. Got that Gate Church over there across the estuary. Hayle, if you're unfamiliar, it's like, I never really considered it as a town centre as such. It's like a very long town, if that makes sense. Like you'll know what I mean if you know Hayle. You've got like the Copper House area and whatnot, and yeah.
Lovely.
It is lovely. I don't exactly know what these are, other than they're just plants. Do you know what they are, Mama Bear?
They are tall plants.
Tall plants, yes. Got this fenced area here, which is now blocking our walk. So we'll revert back now to the roadside. Very nice day. Not too hot. But it's not too humid either. That humidity has dropped. We had a bit of a humid spell, didn't we, recently, which is never the look at what?
It's a really cool duck down there, lovely colours.
Oh, I shall zoom in on the duck. Okay, I don't know what type of bird that is, but yeah, it's quite nice. Hello, bird. Flying off. There's a wooden sign there with an arrow, or in the shape of an arrow. States there, the wise old tree of Hayle. So there it is, that's the wise old tree of Hayle. Another one of these like construction fences here. Oh, there's a lucky little pigeon on there. Hello, pigeon. Oh, where are you gone? There you go. You're camera shy. Yeah, I am too. Yeah, it's like a little well area in here, like built up of this like granite and concrete mixture. Someone's put the name Tony in there. But yeah, maybe it's like fenced off because of the fact that it's like open water, and I don't know if there might be like a child going in there or something. Look at all those like fish. So there's fish in there. I wonder what they are. Other than, you know, fish of the fish variety. Interesting. Yeah, Tilly, look at this little like metallic object in here. Look, it's very reflective, isn't it? Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just sitting in there. Got this face here on the palm tree. I quite like that. It got like a golf ball nose and this piece of like metal forming its smile. Yeah, that's quite cute. Got a bug hotel here. States here Bug Mansion. Yeah, I suppose if you were a bug, very, very comfortable place to live. Put there by the Badrigi Academy. Nice. I like this little garden here. It's a perfect size picnic table for a child. Look at that, Age. How about that? You were sat at it a minute ago, weren't you, Tilly? Yeah, that's really that's a cute little table. And there's another hotel here. It says Buckingham Palace. That's cute. And then there's a spider up there. He's like lost half a leg there. And then down here is this little bug. Almost like a ladybug. But unfortunately, like a bit of her back there, her wing has been torn off. I don't know if that's just due to weather or probably due to weather, I'd imagine. Yeah, nice. We were just chatting with a gentleman who walked past, and he was just saying that it's very unusual at this time of year in the summer. Over by the bridge, there are about 20, he thought, Canadian geese. He was saying, I don't know any of this, so I'm just quoting what he was saying. But you apparently you get a few of them, quite a lot of them, over in that area in the winter. But it's unusual for them to be here in the summer. So we are heading over towards that bridge. So we'll see if we can see some Canadian geese. There's another big sort of pond here with some quite sizable fish in there. I don't know if they're like carp or whether they're like just big goldfish. I don't know, no idea what they are, but they seem quite happy in there, swimming around and doing their thing. Look at the size of that one. Wow, it's huge. I reckon he would taste good, all battered and fried. And along this walk there are some houses as well. In fact, actually that one looks like it's for sale. There's like a caravan style, or like a mobile home in that one. So yeah, so this is like a little lived on route as well. So obviously, you know, if you're up and down and walking around here, obviously be mindful of that. Yeah, there's lots of little, like, I want to say like nooks and crannies where you can explore all the different things in here. Like I said earlier in the video, if you're relatively local to the place or you're down visiting or whatever, I do highly recommend you come into the King George V Memorial Walk. It is, you're stuck. How are you stuck? What are you doing? Oh, I see, you're like climbing around this tree.
I'm not going to be stuck.
You're not going to be stuck.
Oh, I don't think I'm going to be stuck.
Are you now stuck?
No.
This might take a while, don't you think? We could just leave them and go and get the ice creams. What? Okay, bye! And one point of note, if you are slightly less able, there is plenty of seating that you can just sit down and rest for like 5 minutes or whatever, or ultimately you can just, you know, sit down, just look at the beautiful views. Good to know. Do you remember when we were in Scotland?
Yeah.
And there were these mile posts that were all put up? Yeah, and it was all done by the Royal Bank of Scotland. States here, this is one of the 1,000 mile posts funded by the Royal Bank of Scotland to mark the creation of the National Cycle Network. Now, we saw one of these. They're all slightly different themed, I believe. Obviously in the fact that they're localised, and the fact that you got your 9 miles there to Penzance, 7 miles to Camborne, 10 miles to Redruth.
So is it number 3 because it's the third one?
Oh, I don't. Oh, it could be.
Like, so it's like 1,000. Like,
possibly,
1,000.
yeah. I don't know. But yeah, we saw one of these in. Was it in the Queen Elizababeth? Where was it? Was it the Queen Elizabeth Forest?
Memorial Forest Park thing.
Something like that, wouldn't it? And I said to you, and I said about these, and you were like, really? Yeah, there's one in Mosul area.
There's probably more, but...
Oh, you are, yeah. I would have thought 1,000
well.
of them by reading that, but yeah, so it's quite interesting. What I'll do is, if you guys want to see our Scotland series, I'll leave a link in the description to those videos, because Shelley and I had a really good time. Got this interesting structure here. It's got a locked door there in the middle of it, but these little sculptures here are quite interesting. It states here, the Wednesday Wanderers. It states here, Wall of Plants. And apparently the Wednesday Wanderers is a free creative walking, nature and ceramics project for people living with dementia. So they meet weekly with carers and volunteers, walk in the Cornish landscape and use nature as inspiration for ceramic artwork made at Leach Pottery. So there you go. That's a really good project, actually. I like that. And there's another. You're trying to pick the lock. And there's another ceramic thing here. A little bit damaged there Obviously you can see that the W's gone, but like Wednesday, and then your Wanderers, and then you've got the little ceramic tiles that have been done, and that was done well, I say way back, not that far ago, but or long ago. That was back in 2018, so that's been there for about 7 years. Yeah, could do with a little bit of a patch up, it would be nice, but yeah, nice little project. Something else here that's really cool is you've got these massive wooden sluice gates that have been preserved. Yeah, states there, Copperhouse Pool. Oh no, wait a minute. Pool. Copperhouse Pool sluice gates. In 1789, the Cornish Copper Company installed sluice gates to assist in keeping the harbour water navigable. Sluicing proved successful and continued until about 1980. The 6 sliding gates were closed at low water, allowing the incoming tide to push the main gates open. After full tide, the ebbing waters closed the main gates, holding the water in the pool. The sliding gates were manually opened about 3 hours later to release the impounded water and sluice the channel. These gates, made of green heart wood, considered best for marine environments, were installed around 1956. They were removed in 1982 and replaced the current flood control system, Buried for preservation, these gates were uncovered during North Quay development in 2011 and placed here in 2013. So yeah, so these gates were installed in 1956, removed in 1982. But look at them, I mean, they're, I'm not going to go too far up here because it's kind of in the garden area and I don't want to tread on any plants or anything, but look how cool these gates are. Look at that gate chain. There you go. So in the scheme of things, they weren't in operation for that long, not these specific gates, probably about, you know, like 30 years or something, but very interesting that they're here, preserved along this walkway, so you can just come along and have a look at them. Yeah, cool. Yeah, on a nice day like today, nice little gentle breeze there, nice bit of warmth, very nice picturesque walk, highly recommend. And there's that bridge that we're going to head out towards, and then we'll obviously just walk back. You can do like the loop, you can walk across it and then walk the Hayle side and whatnot, but I expect we'll just walk back in this direction. You can just see some houses up there peeking through the trees and bush line. Again, I bet they've got some lovely views there of the estuary and Hayle on the opposite bank. So in addition to my new hat celebrating Matilda and AJ, also got my t-shirt there. I am their father. Look at that. With Matilda and AJ there, written there. I thought it was a good t-shirt to wear today. Being Father's Day, that means that when we get home later, I can choose what goes on the television. Maybe I might treat the kids to a movie, a brilliant movie that I hadn't seen for a while, starring Doug McClure, one of my favourite actors. If you know Doug McClure, and if you know this movie, Warlords of Atlantis, you and I can be friends. Always drawn in by placards, Riviere cottages, built by the Cornish Copper Company in 1793 and restored in 1996. These Georgian cottages were formerly used as alms houses. States there, private. But yeah, look at these cottages there, built in the 1790s. That's amazing. Let's have a little look around. I'd like to live in somewhere like that. Be amazing. Getting closer to that bridge down there. We'll get to that bridge. Like I said, I'll cast the camera back then so you can kind of see the view in that direction. Check out these old like steps here that will allow you access to this zone. I certainly wouldn't be walking out around there. You never know like how sort of deep you could sink down and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, these aren't historic as such. But yeah. I was just about to say nice, but they're not really. There it is, we've got to the end of the walk here. That sign there states King George V Memorial Walk, and then it's written in Cornish underneath. And here is the end of that little stretch with a blue bollard just to prevent vehicles driving down. I don't know how long the blue bollards have been there, but it was quite nice to stroll around with, you know, like no vehicles going up and down. So that's good. I wonder what this motor vehicle use prohibited at all times except for access to off-street premises and for maintenance. Yeah, so people living down there can access it with their vehicles, but other than that, yeah, nice. Not what we're going to do today, but you can continue in that direction. It's a public footpath. Okay, walking out to that bridge now. Shelley and the kiddos have already got to that bridge because I was just there like yapping away and whatnot. And just as a side note, just, you know, what a lovely place to come and cycle. There they are, Shelley and the kiddos. I've got a feeling, if I remember rightly, this bridge is called the Black Bridge. Is it called the Black Bridge? It was there's a plaque somewhere.
Oh, that's so good.
There's a plaque somewhere. I'm sure it's called the Black Bridge.
Yeah.
It was something to do with the material it was made out of, wasn't it?
Built by the Cornish Copper Company in 1818 of smelter waste, scoria blocks. The
Smelter
concrete
waste, yeah.
sluices on the upstream side were used during World War II to impound water for firefighting, and it's a scheduled ancient monument.
Yeah. Isn't that wild? 1818. And I know, like, in like the scheme of things, you know, like, I don't know, like the Earth is like 5 billion years old or whatever. It's not. But, you know, from our point of view, you know, to think that this bridge is 200 years old, 207 years or whatever, I think that's quite cool. And yeah, and like you say, the sluice part of it down there, because there's sluice, they were added in, like what Shelbell just read. If I come down here a minute, you'll see the World War II additions, which trapped the water in this area. Again, like what she read for like firefighting. So yeah, so obviously the original bridge, hey! The original bridge, and then you've got these like sluice things here. Presumably they were, I don't know, well yeah, there's like slots in there, yeah. So yeah, that your sluicings would have been drawn up and down, I assume, and then your water would have been trapped in this zone. I don't want to get the wet feet, but yeah, you kind of think it would be kind of nice really just to have these bits removed and then it will be put back to its original form. But that said as well, these are historic as well now, aren't they? I mean, it's all part of history. I mean, like Second World War history. So yeah, no, I mean, obviously they should stay as well. They're now a part of the bridge. But yeah, interesting. Just step back up on the bridge. Sorry, a little bit of wind on the audio. The gentleman earlier on was saying about those geese. There they are. He said Canadian geese, so I don't know enough about it, so I'm presuming they are indeed Canadian geese. But there they are. Apparently quite unusual for this time of year to see them here. They're usually here in the winter, he was saying. Yeah, so like I said, you can carry on in that direction and, you know, walk that side of the estuary. But what we're going to do now is we are going to just head back in the way we came and go to Iced on the Quay. I'm obviously not going to film our return walk because I filmed it on the way here, so that would be a little bit silly. But what I did say, however, is I would show you the view looking back from the bridge. Again, a little bit of wind there, apologies. Yeah? You can make the leaf go up. Oh, yeah, it kind of like blew into me, didn't it? Yeah.
I'm making it go up because I'm magic.
You're magic. You are magic, Tilly. Right, come on, let's go and get some ice cream. Fun fact, I've just looked up what ice cream is in Norwegian, and it's iskrem. And in Cornish, Den Rue or something. I don't think I'm pronouncing that right because it's... no, I'll write it here. It's like Den Rue or something. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Now, someone told me recently that this was the old, like part of the old train situation. You had the tracks here that took... I'm just trying to think. There's a lot of tin and stuff in one direction to the other. I think no, unless it was coal. I think coal might have been transferred on the tracks that used to be here over to the old Hayle foundry, which is long demolished. That's long gone. I'm pretty sure that that's what this bridge was for. If you know, let me know in the comments. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that this was an old train bridge that delivered coal to the foundry, I think. Like I said, let me know in the comments, because I love history, love knowing little tidbits like that. And I think, you know, you're kind of walking, when you walk around these places, you think to yourself, it's all so historical. And I'm the type of person that likes to fill in the gaps. I like to know what happened in certain areas and this, that and the other. So again, like I said, if you know, let me know in the comments. It's actually on this building, a little bit of information. States here, swing bridge, built in 1880 to carry the Hayle Wharves branch line. Yeah, closed in 1979. So 1853 to 1979, across to North Quay. Okay, gridlock here at Philps. Obviously these pasties are very popular. Chaos! I love it! Made it to Iced on the Quay. Haven't been here for a while actually. So yeah, looking forward to this. I always have the Oreo milkshake. I don't have anything else here because I do love the Oreo milkshakes. Yeah, it's very delicious. And point of note, the most awkward car park like in the world. I mean, it is very pokey, very awkward, very difficult to maneuver when, you know, obviously at peak times. And actually Philps are very famous as a brand, as states up there, but they're also good pasties, so you know, people do want to buy them. So yeah, this car park is always ridiculously full. And yes, if you're wondering, the harbour wall is still collapsed. I don't know what they're doing with it. I don't know if it's an insurance thing. Oh, it's been damaged like that for 3 years. I don't know. Again, if you know anything about this situation, let me know in the comments. What did you go with today? You went with a chocolate sorbet, didn't you? Is it nice? And AJ went with a sorbet. I think it was a mango and passion fruit, I think. But that was a bit more crumbly, apparently, so they put that one in a tub. But is it nice, Age? Yeah? Big nod? And you went with the shipwreck? What? Remind me, what is shipwreck again?
I don't know, it's a bit of everything, really.
Bit of everything. Is it like a...
It's got like biscuit and caramel and...
Nice. And we're just waiting on my Oreo milkshake because it takes a little bit of time to make, but it is definitely worth it.
Ice cream hits my teeth, that's why I go.
Is it really cold? Ah, it's because it's sorbet. Whoa. Oh yes, it is a thing of beauty. The Oreo milkshake, produced by Iced on the Quay. I opted for cream on the top. It's going to be very calorific, but I don't have it that often, so you know, I can live with that because this is delicious. In fact, I think everything that they do here is delicious. I've got to be honest. Let's have a go at this. Just everything you'd expect. Oreo milkshake. Perfect. Yeah, that wind has definitely been picking up over the last half an hour or so, and actually now it's bringing some rain clouds with it. We've got some sprinkles of rain falling down on us, but that's okay because I can consume this as we drive. We're going to head back to the car now and head home. We are back home, and I have found this movie in the collection here on DVD, Doug McClure in Warlords of Atlantis. A classic from, I think, around about 1979, give or take. Such an amazing film, a B-movie, great movie, if ever there was one. So we're going to sit back, kick back, and watch Warlords of Atlantis. Oh yes, there it is. If you have seen Warlords of Atlantis, you are legendary in my books. I'm just making Shelley a cup of tea and me a cup of coffee, and I almost made a mistake and put this left-wing rubbish in my coffee. I only drink whole milk. Oh yes, Doug McClure, one of my favourite actors.
I don't want anything to go wrong, I just understand. Your way, Mr. Grogan. It's fantastic.
What a very pleasant day. Big thank you to Shelley and the kids for spoiling me today on Father's Day. As of the recording of this, it is Father's Day, Sunday the 15th of June. We are going to leave a video there. Oh, and wait, what a glorious film. And I'm going to take this as a win in the daddy department when it comes to classic movies, because AJ looked at me afterwards and said, Daddy, that film was so cool. I thought, yes, it is very cool. Because, you know, I mean, it has Doug McClure in it, so I mean, it's going to be very cool, isn't it? Anyway, we are going to leave a video there. I do hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to do all the usual YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, smash the bell. Check us out on all of our socials at The Bright Side. So from us to you, cheers and God.